Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh with a YGO Omega daily duel video playing our boring 0 IQ deck. We're going to normal summon Buzzsaw Shark, activate the effect of Buzzsaw Shark, target itself, summon Right Hand Shark, make Crooked Cook, and hope our opponent can't out it. Go to the end phase, pass the turn, opponent draws. Opponent activates Lord of Heavenly Prison. Opponent is playing, reveals Lord of Heavenly Prison, activates Red Eyes Fusion. Opponent's playing a real spicy deck. Summons Dragoon. Looks like our opponent's playing 57 card deck, 56 card deck. Goes to battle, attacks, can't be destroyed by battle. Opponent still in the battle phase, thinking. So Red Eyes Fusion plus Lord of Heavenly Prison, this makes me think like the old school Exodia or Eldlich Dragoon decks. So probably no kaijus. Opponent activates Dragoon. Still can't be destroyed. Opponent okay, so they are playing Eldlich. Opponent pays 800. Searches a gold rare Golden Lord. Meta, we appreciate that. Goes to the end phase, we draw a Pot of Prosperity. We're going to pass the turn. Opponent draws, activates Lair of Darkness. Oh! Opponent activates Lord of Heavenly Prison. So this means our opponent can tribute Crooked Cook. So unaffected by card effects, I don't know. Opponent activates Lair. We draw a Lava Golem. Be good in the future, stand by main, pass the turn. Find out how this works. Activate Lair. Opponent draws for turn. Activates Lord of Heavenly Prison, reveals it. They really like letting us know that they have Lord of Heavenly Prison. Goes to the end phase. We draw a Buzzsaw Shark. Go to the end phase. We'll discard Beautiful Princess. Opponent passes. Some super riveting gameplay. So glad everyone tuned in for this. Go to the end phase. Discard Right Hand Shark. Opponent draws, has 7 cards in hand. We will draw Exodia. Alright, opponent pays 800. Didn't do that the past couple turns. Searches Conquistador. Activates Lord of Heavenly Prison, naturally. I like the little Eye of Truth marker here. If you don't from Omega, watch this video. I appreciate this a lot. We will pass the turn. Discard an Ash. Opponent draws. 29 cards in deck, so we might be here for a minute. Worth noting, if our opponent does out this, we're like super dead. Our opponent has infinite resources and we're just throwing cards away. We draw for turn. Oh, left arm of Exodia, 1/5 of the way there. End phase. Discard Pot of Prosperity. Opponent draws. Pays 800. they ever summon another monster, we can give them a Lava Golem. Golden Lord, send Cursed Eldland. Summons secret rare Lilith. Opponent passes. We draw a Crossout Designator, 100% discarding that. Do you want to give our opponent Lava Golem, help them on their way out? Does this do anything if it's attributed? No. Summon as many monsters as attributed to the turn player. Okay, we don't want to give our opponent the Lava Golem. Go to the end phase. Discard Crossout Designator. Opponent sets a card. Activates Golden Lord. Sends Elixir of White Destiny. Grabs back Golden Lord. Summons Golden Lord. Lair triggers. Draw Pot of Prosperity. Go to the end phase. Discard Pot of Prosperity. So we would love to activate the Prosperities to find our Exodia pieces, but if we do, we'll control the card and then Crooked Cook can be killed. We know our opponent has Conquistador set. We draw Astral Karibo. Go to the end phase. Discard Buzzsaw Shark. I think we don't want to discard Lava Golem or Mystic Mine because we don't want our opponent to know that they're in our deck. Opponent reveals Lord. Goes to the end phase. They have to discard for hand size. Discards Mekk-Knight Blue Sky. Oh, okay. Of all the cards, I did not expect that card to be in our opponent's deck. Very interesting. Opponent draws for turn. So Mekk-Knight, Lair of Darkness, Eldlich Dragoon. It's like the whole new grab bag deck. Opponent's gonna have to discard for hand size. Opponent's a champ sticking this out. Maybe with everything we've seen, they've discarded their Blue Sky, we draw on their Mine. Go to the end phase. Discard Astral Karibo. Opponent draws. Goes to end phase. Are we gonna actually, is our opponent actually gonna stick around so we get the Exodia win? Oh, we draw another Mystic Mine. Go to end phase. Okay, so we wanted to not draw Mystic Mines because we don't want to discard them to show our opponent we're playing them. But with all three, we're not going to get to Exodia pieces before we do that. So we discard Astral Karibo. The only real strategy we have at the moment is opponent activates Guardian of the Golden Land. Sure. We want to give our opponent as little information about our deck as possible. Opponent sets a card, activates Lord. We draw a Beautiful Princess. Go to the end phase. This Lair of Darkness interacting with Lava Golem is super obnoxious. Discard Princess. Opponent draws. Activates Scarlet Sanguine. Summons Parallel Rare Nine-Tailed Fox. Okay. An interesting deck for sure. Opponent discards Cursed Eldland. Go to the end phase. Discard Called by the Grave. Opponent draws. Link summons BLS. Opponent activates the Heavenly Prison. So this is a deck that I guess could have the Chaos Goddess in its extra deck. Or the Goddess Underworld, Goddess of the Closed World. So if they're playing that, opponent sets a card, activates Golden Lord, sends Evenly Matched, grabs back Golden Lord. Do they summon Golden Lord? Summons Golden Lord. Goes to the end phase. Exodia piece? Cross their fingers for an Exodia piece. Map. Nope. Go to the end phase. It's going to be like the last 4 cards in our deck, isn't it? One of the downsides of the strategy is their opponent does get to see your entire deck. Activates Nadir Servant. Once you see Crooked Cook, like you know what most of the main deck is. Dumps Wind Pegasus, searches Fallen of Albaz. The opponent's just playing everything. And they led with a Red Eyes Fusion. Like, that was the first card they played. Opponent, oh, right leg of the Forbidden One. Go to the end phase. Tempted to just type in the chat and ask our opponent if they have an out. Discard Ash. I think the other thing we can do is by discarding our quick effects, we can give ourselves as few clicks as possible, just to make our lives a little easier. Opponent summons Lilith, Lady of Lament. Activates Lord of Heavenly Prison. Opponent has one of the more unique boards of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've ever seen. We draw 1 for 1, go to the end phase. Discard 1 for 1. We need to be very careful not to discard an Exodia piece. I'll cry if I do that. Opponent passes, gonna discard for hand size. We are getting to see our opponent's entire deck too. Our opponent's deck is by far more interesting than ours. Go to the end phase. Discard Princess. Opponent draws. Opponent activates Lord of Heavenly Prison. I'm almost sad that our opponent just let on Red Eyes Fusion, because I would have liked to see if they have a combo or what their deck's trying to do. Gets rid of the lair, summons back the Golden Lord. So if they get rid of the lair, alright, they just activate another lair. It's like if they get rid of the lair, we can Lava Golem. Opponent Link summons Beat Cop. Effective Beat Cop. Tribute itself. Target puts counter on lair. Patrol counter. Lair triggers, opponent gets a token. We draw Dark Ruler. Okay, that's a card we're going to keep. Go to the end phase. Discard Mystic Mine. Opponent's a back row deck. Mystic Mine's probably not the best anyway. $15 cards left in deck, 3 Exodia pieces. We're getting close. Opponent passes. I like how they have open spaces, but they're still just discarding for hand size. Discard Skill Drain. Goes to the end phase. First, discard Pot of Prosperity. First Skill Drain Mech Knight deck I've seen. Opponent passes. What other discards are Red Eyes Fusion? Okay, so they're playing many Red Eyes Fusions. They're probably playing Red Eyes Insight. Right arm, we get an Exodia piece. Go to the end phase. Discard Mine. Opponent draws. end phase. Trying to think of how we're going to side against this deck. Discards Cursed Eldland. We draw a Dark Ruler. Go to the end phase. Discard Mystic Mine. Move. Can we go to our hand? We can't. Opponent passes. Any other random spicy archetypes? Discards Lord of Heavenly Prison. We draw a map. Pass the turn. Discard a map. Opponent draws. Alright. Opponent's taking a minute. Maybe they finally drew their out. Activates punishment targeting Crooked Cook. Doesn't dump anything because it doesn't destroy. Or did they not? Oh, they dumped another Wind Pegasus. Okay. We draw another Lava Golem. Go to the end phase. At this point, I just discard Dark Ruler no more. At this point, I just really want to get the Exodia win. I've never gotten an Exodia win on Omega yet. Activates Lord. Lord is revealed. Goes to the end phase. Discards. Oh, left leg. We're close. We're so close. Go to the end phase. Discard Dark Ruler no more. Okay, we really don't want to draw a Lava Golem because we don't want to show our opponent Lava Golem. Discards an Ecclesia. We draw an Astral Karibo. Go to the end phase. Discard Astral Karibo, clicking on my hand super carefully. Opponent passes. We're close. We're so close. Exodia head. Exodia head. Buzzsaw Shark. End phase. Discard the Buzzsaw Shark. Reveals Heavenly Prison. Exodia head. Exodia head. Opponent passes. Do they discard anything cool? Discard the punishment. We draw a cross out. Go to the end phase. We are not going to activate cross out. We are not going to activate cross out. We don't want to activate cross out. Discard cross out. Opponent draws. If they find an out in our next 6 cards, it'd be so sad. We draw an Exodia head. Oh. Oh, there's an animation for this? Oh, that's sweet. Sweet, alright. Omega developers. Oh, this is so cool. You outdid yourselves on this one. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Alright. Alright, hats off to Omega developers. That was awesome. Alright, game 2, we're going to go down crossouts, we're going to go down Mystic Mines, we're going to go up Cyclones, we're going to go up Evenly Matched, we're going to go up Reboot, Duster, and Lightning Storm. Maybe I think that's too much. Alright. So go down 6 for sure, go up Evenly's for sure, go up Reboot for sure, go up Duster for sure, maybe go up 1 Lightning Storm. I guess, okay. We're going to be going second. We don't want Called By. Dark Ruler no more doesn't seem amazing, but if they have Dragoon, we need to make sure our stuff resolves. Go down the called by for another lightning storm. Maybe go down one of the Dark Rulers. Our opponent is playing a 56 card deck. The chances of them having Dragoon are low. We can go down the Lava Golems too. We don't want to trigger our opponent's layers. And the only thing we really want to Lava Golem is Dragoon. But if our opponent Dragoons, it'll be the only card on the field. So I think we're going to try it like that. Maybe overthinking this? Alright, so we have our opponent let us go first. Huh. Those two random cards better? Maybe we Prosperity and then see if they ash it, and then if they, well, Extravagance, see if they ash it. Banish 6, we draw a Buzzsaw Shark, normal summon Buzzsaw Shark, activate effect, target itself. Summon Right Hand Shark. Summoned Crooked Cook. And I guess past the turn. Why would our opponent make us go first? They're a back row deck. Clearly, alright. Sets 4, summons Indigo Eclipse. We draw Beautiful Princess. Go to the end phase. We're gonna, probably gonna discard this Cosmic Cyclone, just so it's asking us to activate it. Opponent activates Metaverse. Alright, gets Lair. Doesn't activate the Lair though, just passes. Go to the end phase. Discard the Cyclone. Alright, so our opponent knows our win condition and knows whether or not they can out the Crooked Cook. The Exodia animation was insanely cool, but I kind of don't want to have to sit through drawing 29 cards again to get there. Alright, we keep drawing our side deck. Go to the end phase, discard evenly. I think we keep one Dark Ruler and one evenly in case our opponent outs the Cook and then somehow doesn't kill us. Go to the end phase. Get rid of the Cyclone. Opponent draws. So they're not scooping. Which makes me think they have some. Why would you bring in Dark Ruler? No, okay, it's a super rare Dark Ruler no more. Go to the end phase. Discard the Right Hand Shark. Opponent activates Cursed Eldland. Pays 8. Feels great. Searches Conquistador. Passes. Discards Golden Lord to hand size. We draw a Lightning Storm. Go to the end phase. Discard the Lightning Storm. Alright. 1 in 5 chance of drawing an Exodia piece. Activates Golden Lord, sends Lost Wind. Why did our opponent make us go first? Like, all they had to do was set the Lost Wind and then negate the Buzzsaw Shark. Opponent makes Virta. Oh, this can only target special summoned monsters. Okay. Okay, so Lost Wind doesn't do it, but like, they have back row. This makes a Dragoon. Effective Anaconda, targets Crooked Cook, chains Dragoon to negate Anaconda, discards Conquistador. Opponent's just like doing things for the sake of doing things now. Pays 8. Searches Guardian of the Golden Land. Okay, so Lost Wind couldn't stop Buzzsaw Shark, but some of our opponent's back row had to have been able to stop it. Opponent sets a Scarlet. We draw Head of Exodia. Okay. End phase. Opponent activates Scarlet. Summons Golden Lord from the graveyard. Activates Guardian of the Golden Land. Targets Crooked Cook, still doesn't do anything. We discard Pot of Prosperity. Activates Arma the Wicked Warden. Searches up Lair of Darkness. They already had a Lair of Darkness, they haven't activated it. End phase, we draw left arm, go to the end phase, discard right hand shark. Alright, 2/5 of the way there. Activates Lair of Darkness, summons Lilith, Lady of Lament. Goes to the end phase, activates Scarlet, sets Conquistador, Lair triggers. We draw a Lightning Storm, go to the end phase, activates Lilith, targeting Guardian. Opponent gets a random back row. Lair triggers, we get a token. That's not okay. Activate the Crooked Cook. Detach. The opponent figure out how to beat the deck? Because they definitely could have done that in game 1. Opponent changed Dragoon. Discards Dark Ruler. We lose the Cook. Alright, opponent figured out how to beat it. Discard Beautiful Princess. Goes to battle. We are dead on board. Alright, on to game 3. So is there any way we can stop exactly that from happening? I don't think so. So any card we use that would stop our opponent from using Malice on our turn would also put a card on the field. So I don't think we can beat that. So maybe we can win fairly with like Zeus. Probably. Alright, so we're going second, bring in Called By and cross out, go down Reboot and Evenly. Maybe Reboot's better than Lightning Storm. Maybe Mines are better than Lightning Storm. Mine could stop that from happening. Opponent probably has a million Mine outs, but it's still gotta be better than a Lightning Storm that we're never gonna activate. Alright, we're gonna try it like that. Opponent definitely could have done that in game 1. Standby main, activate Extravagance, banish 6. We draw nothing. So you can set Ash, activate Mine. I think we just pass. Alright, opponent draws. Activates Nadir Servant. Are we okay with this? I think we're fine with this. Activates Nadir. Dumps Predaplant Chimera Flasia. Summons Ecclesia. Searches a punishment. Sets a card. Still 2 cooks. Sets a card. We draw a right hand shark. Chimera Flasia triggers. Searches Red Eyes Fusion. Activate the map. search Beautiful Princess. We lose 4,000. Normal the princess. Activate the effect. Banishes cost. Summon Buzzsaw Shark. Activates punishment. Targets the shark. They send Wind Pegasus. Activate Prosperity, banish 6. Go down Omega, Skull Knight, the Nightmares, Skull Knight, keep Ventus. We can't keep Ventus. Alright, banish 6. Opponent chains Sanguine. Ash Sanguine, because that gets Conquistador, which is one of their only real outs to Mystic Mine. Sir, grab Astral Karibo. Put 5 back. Activate Mine. Pass the turn. If our opponent can outmine, we did pay half of our life points, so we're probably just dead here. But if our opponent can't outmine, we're only 4 Exodia pieces away. Yeah, this one is most likely over. Opponent sets Conquistador. Sets a back row. I'm surprised they haven't activated Red Eyes Fusion yet. Sets a back row, switches Ecclesia to defense. We draw a cross-out designator that's not going to do much. Go to the end phase. Opponent activates Guardian of the Golden Land. Link Tribute summons Eldlich the Golden Lord, activates Conquistador, and we will concede. Alright, so this deck seems very, very powerful against combo decks, especially Drytron. This kind of back row matchup, it seems much less effective as far as Mystic Mine goes. However, our opponent was playing literal Lair of Darkness. So Lair of Darkness can be on the list of cards that can out Crooked Cook because you can give your opponent a token to turn off the effect. But that seems like a very niche, unfortunate matchup that we ran into, that this deck just happened to be playing the perfect cards to out Crooked Cook. And I feel like this deck should probably be respected a little more. I'm not saying play Lair of Darkness to out Crooked Cook, but be aware that it exists and have some kind of plan for dealing with it. As we saw here, if we can't summon Crooked Cook or our opponent can out the Crooked Cook, the whole plan just falls apart. So once you out it, usually the game is over, but have a plan to out it. Don't be losing to Crooked Cook, Shark, Exodia, nonsense. GG opponent. Good job figuring out the out.